Hello, everybody, and welcome. So today we're going to be taking a look at a GMT watch offering from Boderry. This is their first GMT that they will be offering. Now, if you're not familiar with Boderry Watch Company, this is a company that was established in China in 2019. Now, they have released such watches such as the Sea Turtle and the very popular series, the Voyager. Now, currently, their GMT that they are offering is the Admiral, which we will be taking a look at today. It comes in two colorways. There is a white dial and a black dial offering. Currently, this watch is on sale at Boderry's website for $149. I will leave a link below so you can check that out. Now, if you would rather go to Amazon, I will leave a link below for that watch as well. So, does the Admiral GMT meet the same standards and have the same quality and the same specs as their other offerings? Well, let's find out. So here we have the Boderry Admiral GMT. Let me go ahead and give you some of the specs here, and then we'll get into a little deeper discussion about the actual watch itself. So you're looking at a 40 millimeter titanium case with a case thickness of 13 millimeters. Now, lug to lug, this comes in at 49 millimeters, and it has a lug width of 20 millimeters. So it will fit a bunch of different bracelets or different straps if you want to choose to swap these out. Now, the weight on the supplied bracelet is 116 grams. Now, the bracelet itself is also titanium, so keep that in mind. Pretty much the entire watch is titanium. You do have a bezel, obviously. It is a bidirectional bezel and with an aluminum insert in there. The crystal itself is sapphire, and it does have AR undercoating. And you do have a water resistance of 200 meters. And the movement that is powering all of this is the Seiko NH34. And that is their GMT movement, which is an office or a caller GMT. Let's go ahead and take a look at the case in detail. So as I mentioned, this is a 40 millimeter case. It is brushed titanium all the way around. There are no polished surfaces on this watch at all. And you can see it looks really well done here. You also have the crown at the 4 o'clock position with the Boderry logo and the crown guard set up that way as well. You have a case back that is solid and an engraving of a star. Looks very good all the way around. I believe in total, this case looks very well done and very well handled, and I think it fits very nicely on the wrist, very light, and you really don't notice this at all. So I think overall a good deal. Let's go ahead and take a look now at the dial and hands. So with the dial, you can see it is not cluttered at all. Very clear and easy to read. Even with the white dial, they have gone so far as to add a black outline around the indices themselves to make it even easier. You have the date at the 4 o'clock position, and the hands are also outlined in black as well. I noticed the second hand has a little bit, gives me a little bit of a Tudor vibe, and the hour hand kind of gives me a little bit of a Christopher Ward vibe. I know I'm probably going to make some people upset by saying that, but I really feel that it looks really good. I think overall it was very well designed and very well executed. Very, very easy and legible to read at a glance. The bezel itself, also very easy to read and very easy to use. It is bidirectional, and the numbers are loomed on the bezel as well. Now, it is an aluminum bezel, but it is very easy to use and very nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracelet now. So the bracelet is a Jubilee style bracelet, and it fits really well, nice and snug into the case itself. This also is a titanium bracelet. Now, you do have a stainless steel clasp on this. There is no micro adjust on it, which can be a little bit of a deal breaker, but there are several links that can be removed. Now, this is a pin and collar type of a system there, so it's a little bit tricky to get those links removed if you need to. The one thing that I did notice about this, and you can see here on the clasp, it scuffs up pretty easily. I've had this for a couple of weeks, and you can see there's already scuffs developing, which is a little bit of a downer, but I think overall the clasp itself holds really well. But I would have liked to have seen maybe some micro adjusts on this watch. So let's go ahead and let's take a look now at the Lume test and see how these do with that. So on the left, you're going to see the Steel Dive 1970 and then the Boderry Admiral GMT on the right. This is without a doubt a pretty good Lume test. The Admiral GMT is coated, they say, in a Japanese Luminova. So I'm assuming that's going to be like Lume Bright. But on the that's on the Admiral GMT. So on the Steel Dive, you have a combination of Swiss Luminova, and you also have a BGW9. Now this test runs approximately about 15 to 20 minutes. I've sped that up. And you can see that even though the Admiral, which is losing its luminescence over the test, it's still holding on, though, holding on better than most. So I think overall, the Admiral GMT does really, really well overall. All right, so what are my final thoughts on Boderry's GMT release, the Admiral? Well, overall, I really do like the watch. I think for the price that you're paying for this watch, you get a very well-built, well-constructed, well-thought-out GMT. I mean, you're getting 200 meters of water resistance in a GMT, whereas most are about 100 meters of water resistance. Now, I also like the fact that you have a bi-directional bezel like a GMT watch should have. The lume is really good. The dial layout is just really nicely done. And let's not forget the fact that this is a full titanium case and bracelet. For the price that you're getting this for, I think you just can't go wrong. Let's not forget, of course, it's using Seiko's NH34 movement. So overall, I think that's really good. Now, were there some drawbacks to it? Yes, I do think there were a couple of drawbacks that I really wish could be addressed. And one of those is the date. Now, the date window is at the 4 o'clock, which I don't have a problem with, but it's always very small and it's not very easy to read. So it would have been nice to continue on and maybe put a black outline around the date window, which would mimic the dial face a little bit better, because it kind of looks like you're missing a 4 o'clock, marker. So an outline would have been good. Or I think a Cyclops window over the date. It just would make it that much easier to read. Now, past that, I think the bracelet. Now, it lacks any micro adjust at all, and I think that's a little bit of a problem. So you're really going to need to remove links, and it's either going to fit you a little bit too loose or a little bit too tight. The other thing was the actual clasp itself was very easy to scuff. Like I said, I had it for only a couple of weeks and I'm already getting scuff marks on it. But that's not a big deal for me, especially for the price that I paid for it. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Boderry Admiral GMT. Now, I'd really like to hear from you, and I'd like for you to tell me, what do you think about this watch? So why don't you leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And while you're there, please consider leaving a like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Thank you all so much for watching.